Did you ever felt na yung company nyo is magkakaroon ng recession or tanggalan? When in fact, na-experience ko siya nung, I think, 2009, nung nasa Philippines ako, working as assembly and test sa Moog Aerospace. Nung nakuha ako doon sa company na yon, ang taas ng pangarap ko kasi yun yung company na talagang gusto ko to have yung career path na maganda kasi maganda kasi ang career growth ng aerospace company. Then, all of the sudden, nagkaroon sila ng project na how to nagkaroon sila ng project na every employee kailangan magkaroon ng project how to manage costing. So, paano tayo makakasave, ganito. Then, nagtataka kami. Tapos ang ginawa kaming group. And then, a month later nun, nag-i-start na nawawalan kami ng production. So, we know it is coming na there will be a big news until ayun na nga, that 2009 nagkaroon ng global crisis, especially doon sa US kasi yung company na yon is US based. So ang ginawa, lahat ng empleyado pinapunta kami sa isang room. Okay. Isang meeting room, isang hallway na room. Hindi meeting room, isang hallway. Then nagsasalita yung big boss doon sa company na he was so sorry na it happened this way, na ganito. And then, nag-start na kami nag-iiyakan, marami nang nag-iiyakan because we know na magkakaroon na ng tanggalan. So, after nun, pagbalik namin doon sa mga pwesto namin sa production, sa assembly line, lumapit yung isang manager sa akin, yung cell leader ko. Cell leader, he's a manager. She is a manager. Then sinabi, Toby, we need to let you go. So I'm expecting na hindi ako matatanggal kasi nga binigyan ako ng project to make some improvement to cut cost. So I was shocked na sinabi niya yon. So ang ginawa, can we handle your stamp, your uniform, your ID, everything, lahat ng kan. And then hinatid ako doon sa isang service sa labas. As we go out, lumuluha ako. So lumuluha ako na kung kailan naman prinumiso ko sa sarili ko na hindi na ako aalis sa isang company. And I will make best of it na magtagal doon at doon na ako magre-retire. Ganito pa na yung nangyari. So hindi ko makalimutan yung yung scenario na yon na nung pagkahatid ako sa service, I thought I'm the only one. Ang dami. Sobrang dami nakapila doon sa service. Lahat ng managers nasa labas, they're crying, they're hugging their managers. I hug my manager, totally. na, "Ma'am, ba't naman ganito?" Sabi niya, "Wala din akong magawa." Sabi niya, "It was the higher management decision to survive the company." So, as pagpasok ko sa service, yung katabi namin, meron pang police car and isang tangke. Imagine mo yan. Just to maiwasan lang yung riot sa loob ng company kasi na-retrench kami around I think 300 plus employees, more or less. I think more. Yeah, more 300 employees. So I was na-hurt talaga ako sa nangyari. Sino ba namang hindi ma-hurt sa first time na nangyari ng retrenchment, ng layoff. But I need to move forward. So kinausap ko yung parents ko. I was crying from them na bakit ganito nangyari sa akin, blah blah blah. And then they say, wala tayong magagawa. You need to move forward. So yeah, nag-move forward ako, but the problem is I was stuck sa paghahanap ng work in 8 months. It was so frustrating na maghanap ng trabaho in that situation. Na global crisis na halos walang nag-hire ng trabaho. So lahat pinatulan ko na pero wala pa rin kasi we're living in the province. So limit lang yung mga company. So nag-apply ako sa Manila, nag-apply na ako ng ganito. Until that day, siguro magna 9 months na wala akong work. Yung stress na wala akong ma-provide with my family and my daughter. Pag nakikita ko sila na masyado akong na-hurt. At buti na lang, yung kakilala ko sa isang hobby ko, nagkaroon ng bakante sa kanila as quality engineer naman sa aerospace company. At buti na lang. Pero kailangan ko magbiyahe ng 6 hours para pumunta sa company na yon. So, yeah. Then, my second retrenchment na company dito na sa Singapore. So, nangyari yon when I was working at isang aerospace company rin dito, Barnes Aerospace. For almost 2 years din na ako nagwo-work. Nag-hit yung COVID-19. So, ang ginawa sa amin is batchmaking kami. As in, binatch kami. And then, we feel na eto na naman. Retrenchment na naman, layoff. And I was thinking to myself, ano na naman ito? Ba't ganito na naman yung nangyari sa akin? Ba't ba hindi ako makahanap ng matinong trabaho? Ba't ako tinatamaan ng ganito? Yun parati kong nasa isip. Ano na naman gagawin ko? Imagine mo yung 8 months na wala trabaho, tapos ganito ulit. Tatamaan ka na naman ng ganito, parang magba-back to zero ulit. Kung kailan naman umaangat ka na. You're having the parang peak of your life na okay, nakakabawi na ako. Then, sa loob ng room, it's all quiet. Okay? And then, walang sinabi yung manager, which is weird. Super weird. Hinan over yung letter na ma-lay-off nga kami. We got terminated because of the COVID-19. And then we pass all the ID, the stamp ulit, yung mga ganon. As I go out, Hindi kami nag-uusap ng mga kasama ko. As in, hindi kami nag-uusap. Mga kapwa kong OFW. Hindi kami nag-uusap. Huminga ako ng malalim. As in, hinga ako ng malalim. Totally. Oh my God. What will I do? What will I do? I know nagkaroon ako ng experience. It was hard to I mean, nagkaroon ako ng experience ng ganito. Pero the second time na raw, para bang nag-flashback yung mga nangyari sa akin sa first company ko. What did I do? Na-frustrate ako. Should I be frustrated? I should be happy? Or what? Or should I continue applying a new job? So, I called my parents. I called my mga friends ko na I lost my job. And then, they're all shocked. Oh, bakit all of a sudden? I don't know, the COVID-19 hits really hard sa mga aerospace company. And then they have my prayer na nag-pray sila sa akin. They helped me to find a new job, pero I was thankful. Ako pa rin naman nakahanap ng mga work para ma-solve yung problems ko. So after that, pag-uwi ko, hindi muna ako nag-apply ng mga work ko. I was thinking to myself, nagmumuni-muni, what just happened, what did I did, ano bang dapat kong gawin ulit. And yeah, wala eh. Pag retrenchment talaga, you need to hit hard below again eh. So, ang ginawa ko, no choice, apply ulit. Even though na may COVID-19, ang hirap maghanap ng trabaho noon. Sobra. Imagine mo, umaabot ako ng almost 200 plus na applications per day. Yeah, per day. If ever may pakita ko lang yung mga in-applyan ko, I can show you, pero I don't know kung pwede pang may pakita yon, yung mga history ba doon sa mga Jobstreet, LinkedIn na yan. And then after ng application ko ng almost half day, I go out, think to myself na, Toby, it's okay, this is normal here in Singapore, kasi kailangan mo lang talagang intindihin and to adapt. Then after that, sa awa ng Diyos, nakahanap ako ng work ko within 3 months. I was so happy. Pero hindi na siya aerospace company, which is, ang pangalan is Structo. O pagawaan siya ng parang braces, like pustiso. Basta pagawaan siya ng ngipin na pagkakain ka, parang meron siyang plastic, parang retainer, kumbaga, para hindi masira yung ngipin mo, magkaroon ng mga anik-anik sa loob. I was so happy na nakuha ako doon. I thank God na pumunta pa ako nagsimba. And sana naman hindi na eto na, I mean, sana naman eto na, even though it's not an aerospace company, okay na ako dito. At least nakakatulong. So, 6 months later, in 2021, the COVID is still ongoing. The manager called me. Out of nowhere, the manager called me. Na-receive ko na yung email. And then all of that, nasabi ko na yung email, ba't pa ako tatawagan? Pupunta na ako. Yung dalawang big boss, nasa room, hinihintay ako. I'm only 6 months in the company. And yes, I got retrenched again. For the 3rd time. I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know what is happening to me. Ito ba talaga yung parang kwan mo? Minsan kine-question ko na yung sarili ko. Ano ba talaga plano nyo sa akin? Ano? Bakit ang sasaklap ng mga nangyayari sa akin? Okay. So, they talk to me that, Adrian, we're sorry. This is your pay. Blah, 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 blah. And for the first time akong nagsalita sa mga manager sa harap-harapan nila, kasi yung last two na retrenchment ko, hindi ko nailabas yun talaga yung totoong nararamdaman ko. So, nung sinabi sa akin ng dalawang manager, any questions? So, binaba ko yung eyeglass ko. Sinabi ko sa kanila na within these past months, nung wala pa akong trabaho dito sa Singapore, ang hirap maghanap ng trabaho just to provide the family. I was so happy when you hired me. I'm doing all the best. And then, I have nothing. Totally, to be honest, wala akong ipon. As in, zero. Nakikitulog lang ako sa isang kaibigan ko dito sa Singapore. Kasi nga, COVID-19, every time na malapit ng mag 1 month yung stay ko dito, nag-apply ako sa ICA na approve. So, na-approve ako ng 90 days noon. Kasi nga, walang aeroplano, walang airport na open. So, how? Paano? Wala. Stay talaga dito. So, back tayo sa manager. As I told them, na napaiyak yung isang manager. Toby, we're really sorry. Sabi niya. So, wala na rin akong magawa. Then, tumayo na sila, nagyakapan ng konti. And then, dumating na yung HR manager namin, si Charlie. And then, tinitignan niya ako. She was crying. And then, I gave her the stuff that they need. Ang dami ko nga nakalimutan na gamit doon sa company na yon. And then, nag-hug na kami. And then, sinabi sa akin, sorry Adrian, if only I can do anything. Sabi ko na lang sa kanya, ano talaga? Maybe, it's not fit for me. Kasi, itong mga challenges ko it's hard to beat. But how to beat is to keep moving. So after nun, nabakante ulit ako for how many months. And still, I don't know, pinapasa pa rin ako ng ICE ng Singapore na magstay pa rin dito sa Singapore. Nakahanap na ako ng work sa Woodlands. So doon na yung naging nag-continue yung progress ko starting doon. So the lesson there is we all not safe sa retrenchment. Okay. The only thing that we can do sa mga ganitong bagay is we need to get ready. Kung ano yung kailangan yung maipon as OFW, ipunin nyo na. And as much as possible, mag-ipon kayo talaga ng todo. And be ready. Yun lang. Be ready your mental, physical, and yung mga ipon nyo. And as much as possible, if you have company na alam nyong stable for the long term, applyan nyo na. Or country na alam nyong makaka-stay din kayo ng long term, puntahan nyo na. Kasi, you know, as I told, as I told, we are not all safe in this kind of situation. Kahit sino sa atin tatamaan talaga. So, yeah. I will be your example na lang sa episode na to kung paano mag-move forward sa situation ko na na-retrench in 3 times in a row. So yeah, by the way, I'm Toby. Isa pa akong OFW dito sa Singapore, and I'm still searching a job because wala na ako sa company ko due to miscommunication, and you know, I cannot tell everything kasi I'm still my pass is still valid. So hope na gustuhan nyo to na episode na to, and if you ever have a story to tell na ganitong experience, then you can comment sa YouTube na to para mabasa ko rin na I know na hindi ka nag-iisa. And maybe makabigay ako ng advice kung anong gagawin. So yeah, and thank you ulit sa pakikinig, and remember, like and subscribe para ma-continue ko tong ginagawa kong project para sa mga OFW. So yeah, bye.